Hey everybody, Brooks from Drag Times here. If you're new to the channel, you might not know that I used to have a Lamborghini Gallardo Super Trofeo Stradale. And that was the car that I had before the Lamborghini Huracan. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how I own that car for less than $350 per month. A lot of people think exotics are expensive and crazy to own, but if you buy them right and you work things the right way, you can drive these cars for less money than most cars you see driving around the road every day. Also in this video, I'm giving away this $200 Bluetooth speaker by Cove. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what question you need to answer to be eligible to win this really cool $200 speaker. I'm going to give away in the next video, but you're going to have to answer a question based on the Super Trofeo Stradale that I'm talking about today. Alright, so let's get started. The Lamborghini Gallardo Super Trofeo Stradale was one of the last Gallardos they made. It was the Super Race Edition, just a notch above the Superleggera. It had the large rear-wing on the back, the lightest one to date, supposed to be under 3,000 pounds, and it also made really good horsepower that I put down on the dyno. That Super Trofeo Stradale today would hang with even the Lamborghini Huracan on a roll. Not from a dig because of the transmission limitations, but from a roll, I trapped over 130 miles an hour in that Super Trofeo Stradale. But today I'm going to tell you the exact cost it took me to buy the car and when I traded in for the Huracan, and I'm going to go over all the details of how I got this car for less than $350 per month. Alright, so to start off, I bought this car from Motor Cars of Georgia in Atlanta. I bought the car used back in 2014. So February 14th, 2014, I bought this car. It had about 1,600 miles on it when I bought it. The original sticker price of this Super Trofeo Stradale was about $278,000. And at this time, it had depreciated down to where I got it for a price of that I negotiated of $206,405. Now that included shipping and the annual service. So that, you know, they build that into the price of the car. So I'm going to subtract those things out from the price. So shipping's about $1,500 for enclosed shipping down to Florida, and the service is about $1,200. So the actual price I paid for this car was $203,705. Now also on this paperwork, you'll notice I traded in my previous Gallardo. That was a 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. It was a twin turbo car. And I kind of got hammered on that car. I can go over the cost of that in another video, but you can see that I traded this car in for $140,000 when buying the Super Trofeo. Alright, so fast forward 27 months later, I took the Super Trofeo up to Lamborghini Broward where my buddy Abe was working, and I just took it in for a service, and I came across a Lamborghini Huracan in Rosso Mars, and I did a video, my most expensive oil change, which cost me $53,000. But in the process of negotiating that, they gave me $185,000 on trade for the Super Trofeo Stradale. So that puts the difference in price of what I lost over 27 months. If you take the $203,705, you subtract the $185,000 they gave me on trade for the Super Trofeo, that comes out to $18,705 over 27 months. What does that cost per month? That comes out to $669 per month to own that car. It gets even better. So because I use the Super Trofeo for business, I did quite a few YouTube videos with this, and back then my channel wasn't as big, so I didn't really make a lot of money on the videos. But nevertheless, I did a lot of videos with this car. I took it down the dyno. I raced Teslas with it. I also raced it against a Ferrari. I also demonstrated launch control. And of course I took it down the quarter mile quite a few times and raced a bunch of different cars. So taking some of the top videos that I did with the car and on YouTube, I made about $4,000 in YouTube revenue with the Super Trofeo. So if we take that and subtract it out from the $18,705, we take off the $4,000, we get to $14,705. Now if you divide that by 27 months, we get the cost of just $544 per month to own that car. Alright, so you might be saying, Brooks, you said it was $350 for that car, and we're at $544 a month. Well, it gets even better. Because I use this car for business, I was able to take depreciation over the years that I had the car from taxes, and that ends up to be, if you take the depreciation with my tax rates, it gets a little complicated, but I looked up all the numbers, and that came out to a tax saving of $5,330. So if we take that off the $14,705, we get a total cost to own this car over the 27 months of just $9,375. And if you divide that by the 27 months that I owned it, it comes out to an astounding and really palatable $347 per month. So that's pretty amazing to own that level of car for well over 2 years for just for less than $350 a month. Most of the cars you see driving around, these Lexuses, Mercedes, and BMWs, cost a lot more than that. So you can see, if you buy the car right, I mean, the Super Trofeo is kind of a limited car. I kind of knew it would hold good value over time. So you take that by buying the car used as well. That always helps. You don't take that initial hit off the depreciation by buying the car new. If you find a nice exotic that you think might hold value over time, you buy it used and it holds decent value. And of course, if you use it for business purposes, it gets even better, lowering the cost to just $347 per month. Of course, as with owning any exotic, there's definitely some gambles that are into play. You really never know how the depreciation is going to go with the cars. Of course, some cars you can buy and not lose any money. If you take the Ford GT up here that I bought about 9 years ago, I can go over the numbers on that one, but I didn't lose any money on that car. But on the flip side, when I own my Ferrari F430, or on all of the McLarens, the depreciation on those, based on what I bought it for and what I sold it for, definitely were not as good as this Lamborghini. Alright, so on to how to win this $200 Bluetooth speaker. I put a playlist of all the Super Trofeo videos down in the description, and if you can make the comment on this video of how much horsepower it put down to the wheels and my best quarter mile time, put those things down in the comments below. Make sure you like this video as well as you're a subscriber. And on the next video, which I believe is going to be McLaren 720S versus highly modified GT2 RS over at the Fuel Run, in that video I'll pick a winner from all the correct guesses to win the Bluetooth speaker. Alright, so that's a wrap on what the Lamborghini Super Trofeo cost me over 27 months, less than $350 a month. I think that's quite a bargain. What a car to own over that period of time. It was an amazing car. I'm kind of sad that I sold it because it's a really, really unique car. But that car actually lives down here in South Florida. The guy who currently owns it also has a Squadra Corsa, which was kind of the Super Trofeo, but just 1 year later. But the front and rear bumpers are a little bit different. Of course, owning this car for $350 a month has its kind of stipulations. You've got to have the cash to kind of buy that car up front. Of course, you could do some creative financing if you didn't have the cash up front. They have interest-only loans with balloon payments and so forth. It also doesn't account to some other factors like insurance. Of course, everyone's insurance is a little different depending on where you are and how much you insured for and what your liabilities are. So I'm not including that in here either. But nevertheless, I think we can all agree that car was an awesome car, and it was a bargain to own over those 27 months. So there you go. Thanks for watching. And if you want to win the Bluetooth speaker, make sure you add those comments below, be a subscriber, and check back in the video of the 720S versus the GT2 RS, where I will pick a winner. Thanks for watching.
Here we go.